What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. Monster day today, inside AMC and out. I am going to go over everything. I also want to touch base with you on another article as well as the final update of quarter two at 13F filings. Things are really starting to change. The pendulum is swinging. The momentum is finally swinging. In this video, I want to not just go over exactly where I see AMC from what it looks like on the charts, but I also want to try to explain to everyone exactly what building momentum means. So let's get right into it. First off, take a look at the chart today, right out of the gate, hitting a high of almost $39. Came back a little bit with the overall market, still getting a solid close over $37. And I've talked about this many times before, saying we need that solid clean break over that $37 level to break above that 50 moving average. When I talk about momentum starting to really swing towards an uptrend, and this isn't even off high volume yet, this is the stepping and the steady uptrend that you want to see. This is something that is more sustainable rather than something crazy like you saw in June, or even something very choppy that happened again. That's not something that's very sustainable. If you look at these solid blocks moving forward, this is something that can be sustained. This is what building momentum is. So take a look at the pretty much the final update of what we're going to get of quarter two. We've got over $3.3 billion worth of AMC shares purchased and 564 million sold. The final 13Fs came rolling in after the video I made as of yesterday. Our favorite ones have finally reported as well, pretty much playing both sides as to be expected. You can go on to Fintel and take a look at this yourself, but still a lot of green coming through. Now, let me also tell you, not just looking at the charts for a momentum change, but take a look at the articles that are now starting to come out. And if you haven't gone onto Google and just typed in like AMC News, AMC Update, Motley Fool, AMC, anything you want, just take a look and you can see momentum is shifting. And this is just one article, and it talks about AMC helping you become a millionaire. And I figured this would be basically saying that us retail investors were pretty much stupid and it was never going to happen. And if you read this article, just skim over it, it really surprises you. Kind of just talking about AMC, the numbers and what you purchased in at, what the price would need to go to. And as it goes in deeper, it says this right here: will AMC mint millionaires? Few investors believed AMC would reach $72 per share early this year. Hence, with enough momentum, one cannot say that 200 per share or even 2,000 per share is impossible. Now, obviously, they're covering themselves by saying, however, the after effects of the 2020 shutdowns and so forth. But just this one statement here is something that nobody has seen coming from mainstream media in quite a while. And when you look at the bullish positions taken by large institutions, and when you look at the setup that is starting to happen right now, a nice solid curl, the MACD it's bullish trend. You've got solid blocks to the upside. It's not choppy. This is something that's very choppy. And I know this is on the daily chart, but even when I jump into the 1 minute chart, I'm looking to take quick plays. If I see a chart like this is like a market maker's paradise where you're just going to smack you around. It's very hard to identify where the momentum is going, where the shift is happening, whether it's an uptrend or a downtrend. This is starting to pearl into it. Now, we really need to get that clean break above that $37 level. We touched above it. I know we closed at $37.16, but when I say clean break, I mean something a little bit more than this. Get into that 38, 38.50, solid, deep, filthy, thick block close. Okay, so I just want to point that out to you. Now, for overall positions in the market, let's take a look at exactly what happened today with the SPY. If you look, it hit its all-time highs as of yesterday, really retraced out of the gate today. You could see it start to sell off as we were coming into pre-market. Now, I want to highlight these two screenshots, and the first one is obviously because I am writing this just to show you that this happened. I send this out before the market opens. That SPY was showing a bearish pattern coming into the open today. based on some of the news happening, as well as Jerome Powell speaking, which, by the way, I think he did a really, really good job of easing some of the tensions that investors might have. And especially with the minutes being released tomorrow, I think it's a sure bet that the monetary policy is not going to change. But I said, watch for that gap down immediately in the open, and then look for a potential curl for a continued runner. If you could see exactly what happened to SPY, lasted a little bit longer going into the speech, hit that double bottom just like it did as of yesterday, came back up, didn't close in the green. We were still down just under 1%, but a nice solid curl back coming into it. The next one I want to talk about, which is what I have been talking about on my channel numerous times and with everyone inside our private community, is the gap downs, especially overreactions on earnings. And we talked about Activision Blizzard, which came back. We got about 7 or 8 points to the upside on that one. We talked about Pinterest. That one bounced off the $60.80 gap fill and did not confirm that trend. I actually did buy some calls. I didn't announce to anybody when I was on vacation. I did buy some calls that I had to take a loss to. That was completely my fault. You want to make sure you can really begin to fill the gap. Once you get in between that gap, you get through that entry, then most of the times it will fill that gap. That's why I always say be patient. I shouted this one out saying that if it hits 75, look for that slow steady trend up to the $79 uptrend. And as you can see right through here, it hung around, it formed that base around that $74 level. I said, once it can get through 75, look, it continued to fill, got all the way to 81. That was 6 points to the upside. We are talking about, what was that? About an 8 or 9% gain. If you were playing options, you easily could have had a 100% runner on the weekly. Absolutely monstrous play. Love these gap plays. If this is something that you are unfamiliar with and you want to learn more about, there are tons of YouTube videos talking all about gap fills. If you want to learn about some of the content that I have on my channel, you can go ahead and search it. If you're interested in joining the private community, first link in the description. I shout out my plays for the week and for the day, pre-market, before the open, every single day, Monday through Friday. So I'm going to be really interested to see how this week continues to play out, especially with the minutes tomorrow and where the SPY continues to head, as well as AMC. Looking for that clean, solid break over 37. We're going to get a much more momentum and volume coming into the stock. So that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one.